GM, wake up, let's go. Web 2, Web 3, stay in the know. Action, Dabatola, Toki in the zone. Breaking down the latest, straight to your phone. From Web 2 shifts to Web the waves. News, deep dives, hot takes for days. Tech's evolving, the world's in spin. Markets move, let's lock it in. Genzio's here, no time to snooze. Tune in now, get the news. GM. Wake up, let's go. Web 2, Web 3, stay in the know. GM, start the show. GM, wake up, let's go. Web 2, stay in the know. GM, start the show. GM, let's go. Web 2, stay in the know. GM, start the show.
GM, everyone. What's going on, my man?
Noodles
and Action.
GM.
And Action, I cannot hear him. I don't know about you, Doodles. Can you hear him? Probably not. I think he just tuned off. And for those just jumping in at the very beginning, he didn't have it set for Twitter. And I'm like, I couldn't find it. And now it's there. So we're live on Twitter. Doodles, you are connected live from not necessarily a GM, but a GN. All the way over in Thailand.
Good day. No, I'm just enjoying the day. And it's about 11 o'clock here in Thailand. I'm just enjoying this Friday night. I'm happy to be here with you guys. I know the rest of the world's waking up and looking at the market, how the market is unfolding. And no, I don't have the prediction of what Bitcoin is in the future. Unfortunately, it is the same price 12 hours ahead of time. But I'm doing good, Scott. How's the day going? How you feeling going into the weekend?
Pretty good, I guess. I know we were talking earlier in a space, about the market a bit, and I wasn't really too phased. Look, we both have long-term conviction with Bitcoin, other tokens. You as well with NFTs and various projects. So we're looking past the day, week, even the month, and we're looking more, in the future. We have, besides just money invested, lots of time. This is what we do,
Absolutely.
As profession and stuff. So we're used to some of this. I think some of the people that have come in since the election here in the States in the last, say, like 3 months ish, and saw some huge movement and then saw some downtime. Actions here are a little bit maybe worried, but you stick around long enough, you get this, you zoom out, that you have ups and downs, but generally we hope to start trending back up again. Now let's see. Action, you here? Can we hear you?
I am.
And we can hear you. I can. There we go.
Action, baby.
I love
Action's above that action, right? Is that what it is?
Action is about
Action's
that.
about that action.
About that action. That's what it is.
I gotta say something special. Shout out to people like Down Home Crypto. He's got a little YouTube like thing down there at the bottom, because I made a decision to go ahead and actually stream this on Action Crypto. I've been doing this, this show with you guys for a couple of weeks now, and just kind of make the decision to pull the trigger and say, let's go ahead and do this. Let's make sure that we are getting this kind of content out there to my current channel, so that people don't miss out on the amazing insights that Scott has been giving here. The Tola.
Wait a minute. Now, one thing we do got to try to see and fix is that mic of yours. I'm not sure what's going on. Doodles, you hear him? He's a little bit in and out there.
Oh, no. Am I in and out?
No, now he sounds good.
Now you sound a little better there. I don't know what you're doing.
I think I
I
fixed
gotta
it.
All right.
I gotta get us an upgrade as well too. You guys look like you're in 8K, and I look like I'm in 720p over
I'm
here.
so sorry. We
It's
will
'cause you're across the world.
downplay this, so it's like
Yeah.
like
Very
is
nice.
there-
Yeah, well, it's really because you're across the world, right? That's what.
Oh,
why
that's
you're
what it is. It's
you're
that
in-
refresh rate. Guys using 50 hertz instead of 60.
Well, it's really up to you, Ka. So
244.
44p.
That's what-
shit, we're down bad here, guys. But
No,
the market
you're not down
looks
bad.
like it's coming back. It looks like people are active again. Old projects are tweeting, new projects are dropping. You got people dropping new miners, new tokens are going to mainnet. What's popping action? What's the alpha, baby?
Dude, there's a lot going on, and it's kind of crazy because people look at charts and go, things are boring right now. Dude, there's a lot of things happening. There's a reason why I wore this hat.
I was gonna ask you about it.
Happening.
Yeah.
It wasn't
yeah.
Twitter.
Look at this.
I
Look
thought
at this.
it was Scott.
Got it. Action with that Xanium hat.
It's
That
much better.
damn.
It's much cooler than Twitter's logo.
Don't
Elon,
put it past the chat to know,
guess
bro.
this.
dude.
chat
Look, all right.
knows,
Have
like,
you heard of Xandium?
A little bit.
Obviously not,
Just a little bit.
Oh, I don't know.
Going
Like,
dark obviously
you know about
should
things I don't, doodles. That's why I got asked the question.
no.
Break
so-
it down.
All right.
Give him
so
the-
look,
Let
I
us
want-
know because it is a cool hat.
that
I was gonna ask you
talk
where I
about
can
DePIN
get
as
one.
well. This is a one of a kind. I don't think there is another one of these. There are 3 styles. I did an interview. I interviewed Bernie, blockchain Bernie. He's got like a few 100,000 subscribers here on YouTube, but did an interview with him in Vegas not long ago, and he's like, "I have some hats. Would you be interested?" I was like, "Yeah, I would."
It is with the swag, baby.
Yeah, no, the
Shout out
swag
to
is awesome. But I gotta
Genzio.
say, like, what they're doing is pretty unique, and there's a pretty awesome opportunity to make some money, which is what I like when it comes to the DePIN. Like finding some of these plays is pretty important to me to be able to get in early. They're going to do their sale on the 25th. So when is that exactly? Let me see. It's going to be on Tuesday. So I think I have a space with them on Monday to go over what's going. Actually, no, I don't think I'm hosting that. I think it's you, Scott. You're going to be hosting that one with them. Good luck.
On Tuesday, is that what you
We're
said?
walking you off the deep end, Scott. No,
I have to check the calendar. What are we doing? Swapping around?
I just realized you can do this. I'm so sorry, guys. I get distracted and I just realized you can drag and drop people on the screen so we can flip people around. This is great.
Play musical chairs here in the studio, guys. We appreciate you guys being here.
Basically what we're doing. Musical chairs. Anyway, Xandium, it's storage for Solana, but like real storage. So right now, all the validators, they just compute transactions. But if you're running anything on, on Solana, you don't have like fast access to it. So they're just basically doing what this guy over here does at Flux, but only focusing on the very niche of applications running on Sol and providing that storage solution for that. Yeah, that's what's going on. Dude, I feel embarrassed now. I feel like I need to
Right.
I
feel like we need to send Dan a link. Be like,
we should.
You know what?
I'm
Hold
totally
on a
down for
second.
that. I mean, that's what this
What
show's
up, Ryan?
We're gonna see.
GM.
We're gonna see what happens. Hold on a second.
Send it over. See if Dan is there, and we will run a internal bet. And I'm gonna type in here.
This is good.
What are
Hold
the
on a
odds
second.
here?
Just internally, so we got to play some bets on if Dan gets on, how long it's gonna take for that to happen.
I just sent him a message. We'll see if he
Beautiful.
checks this. And if he's still watching, then he'll know to check.
The viewers don't know we can send them a link and get them on the show. That's pretty badass.
Yeah.
And when we do, people get like freaked out. They're like, "We're getting on. We're on set. We're on live." It's amazing.
Dude, I mean, that's the best thing. Like, there was a reason why I said yes to doing the show. It partially is because obviously I have an ego I need stroked. So, like, somebody wants to put me on screen, I'm gonna say yes.
Definitely the last person that has an ego that needs to be stroked at all.
I have an ego that needs to
The
be
reason, the
shook.
true reason, I bet, the
Too
true,
fucking
no,
good, man.
the true reason that Action
Oh my
doing the
god.
stream is not only just
He knows
because
I'm fucking sleepy. That's why.
You're in
He
the
thought I
act,
was,
relax,
he thought I
it's
was
okay, it's
sleeping on
okay.
stream. No, I caught that.
Action-
I caught that.
Action wants to do the stream for a couple of reasons. Obviously, there's lots of great people out there that he knows and connects, but he also, be honest, this is part to support, close friends like you, Doodle, me, Toki, the rest, or whatever. There's a good squad of people that are just, grinding out there, trying to provide alpha, trying to provide, real news from projects out there. And Action has been putting together like a good group here. And so part of that was, we need to get a live stream going, get the word out on all the great things Genzio clients are doing, other people who don't have a voice, and, bring our friends on there. And Action is the biggest advocate for supporting friends and good people and wanting to, provide value in the space, not extract it, not scam people or do any BS. So
you're really kind, but I will put this out there and just let people know that I want to make money. It's not a matter of how much you pay me though. Like I talked about Xandium because I like Bernie. He's a really cool dude. Not because he gives me money. Like I get nothing extra to talk about people. Like for example, here is Millen from Crank on Cadena doing IoT, similar to what Helium does, but without taking advantage of people. Like that. See, nobody paid me anything. Same way that
Helium takes advantage of people. I was just about to buy the miner.
Stand backstage. Hold on.
Yeah, I was about to say it's the same way that this guy has never paid me and still shows up. Nice.
What's going on, Dan?
That's
what's up, guys?
Doge.
You guys hear me all right?
Good.
You sound great.
Okay, yeah, you're good. So Doodles,
I was just watching you guys. I like trolling you every now and again.
So Doodles, if you don't
What's
know,
up, Dan?
Doodles,
How you
this
doing,
is Dan.
man?
Yeah, from Flux. Dan's the man over there.
I think it's
I'm
a little
doing good.
inappropriate that you're taking my job as far as trolling, Dan. That's what I do.
No, you're still king, dude.
I think I've promoted Flux indirectly a million times, trying not to curse. So, we're in association. We're in association with each other. How you doing, Dan? How's your Friday going?
Good, guys.
That's awesome. Yeah.
All right,
so
Dean, I gotta ask you a question. What does that post-it note on your monitor say? The number for
that one.
Stop putting him on the spot like this.
Well, yeah. I interviewed him a little while ago, and he said that he has a post-it note on his screen with the price that he wants Flux to get to, but it's not about the price. But it doesn't hurt to have a little post-it note over there.
Yep. Of course. I look at it. I look at it every day, and I am not the type of guy to worry about the price of anything. I tend to look at fundamentals and projects and so on and so forth. But it is nice to have motivation, and you know what I mean. Like everybody needs to understand that the monetary policy of these projects is important for people if they're going to invest and actually run, especially with DePINs. Like if your DePIN isn't making money today, or you don't have like a 1 year, 2 year projection on revenue, you're done. Like there's no going back. This is going way too fucking fast. We did this for 8 years and built this out, and we're still playing from behind with legacy technology trying to basically disrupt us. So yeah, the real thing is and I've been telling people about this about DePIN for a long time, is say, okay, your product is what it is. How do you make money? Because if it's a speculation play, I have a white paper and a dream, and you're going to speculate on me being successful, that isn't going to fly anymore with 3.7 million crypto projects floating around. So I think DePIN is like the very first use case that actually creates revenue generation. I mean, Flux makes money. It does. It has made money for years. So I mean, and that's we're missing a lot of that strategic planning in DePIN.
Dan, for people that are just fresh to the stream and maybe don't understand what DePIN is, break it down for them on like a 60,000 foot level.
Essentially, DePIN is, you think IoT, the Internet of Things. Essentially, people have these multiple networks that are standalone networks, and we're participating with them in many ways. But the biggest thing is we have to understand is that these are autonomous organizations. They're separate from, the Borg that is. And it also doesn't rely on, user base as a partner. Rather, it's a product. You're a product if you're using these networks. So what this does is it puts the power back into the hands of the people on all layers. We've had some really cool DePIN space with Flux recently and Wolf. And yesterday we talked about healthcare. So what DePIN really does is allow people to run the infrastructure. What Bitcoin did for the financial sector, allowed people to have a public ledger, open source, good consensus model, the whole 9 yards, solve the Byzantine, generals issue. You're also going to see that with DePIN, where these networks, as they grow and they're decentralized, they're reporting data back, but you're incentivized for your data usage. And that's what it comes down to. It really, DePIN is the very first product to come through blockchain. I mean, the number one question I get every day is, what does blockchain do? And we have an answer to that. It provides bigger, faster, stronger, quicker, and cheaper than conventional Web 2 infrastructure. So, yeah, I think
Dan breaking it down and like quoting Kanye while he does it.
And wearing the Doge shirt. He's got Elon on his team now.
Yeah.
Let's go, Dan. You're the man, bro. The comments are going crazy for you.
Elon's a good dude.
Yeah. Because Ryan knows that Dan is the man.
Ryan Smith is a good guy as well, too. Shout out to you, Ryan.
Yeah, I'm not the man. I'm just an angry old man that likes to shout at meme coins.
Oh, I was just about to say we should talk about meme coins.
Don't steal my shine. I want to make announcements, Scott.
Oh, so boy.
I'm on the plane. Breaking
news.
At 11:17 here. Pump.fun introducing a swap that's going to be more than just a Solana swap. Everybody, if you go onto Google, you can see Crypto Daily.
Do you know why? You gotta ask the question why. Like, people talk about what people are doing. Nobody asks the question, why are they doing this? So the play here is against Radium. No, it's Radium.
SEC. Oh, true.
So what do they do? So Pump.fun, we're sending people to Radium once the tokens graduated, which only a fraction of them ever did. But Radium announced that they're doing their own Pump.fun, so that it doesn't have to go away from Radium into Radium. So they want to keep it all in the ecosystem, essentially capture all those fees. And Pump.fun basically did the same exact thing, but backwards, and said, you know what? We're going to do the whole thing. You don't need to go to Radium anymore. So it's a play to ensure that they're fighting back against what these other companies are doing. So that's kind of what it is.
I mean, look, meme coins are fun for the casino aspect of it. But I mean, look, at the end of the day, I always say it is that I have a traditional portfolio, as I call it, with, Bitcoin, my big caps, and there's some risky plays and things in there. Obviously I have Flux in there as well. Big supporter, as everyone knows. But meme coins to me is a casino, and it's for fun, and it passed some time. But as a serious investment or serious part of my strategy in gaining wealth, it's not there. If one happened to hit off a bar tab, hey, cash out and enjoy it, or shuffle it over to Bitcoin. But, long haul conviction plays. You got to have your couple that you believe in, that have a vision, that have, trying to create good tech, trying to push the needle, trying to be disruptive. And then, I always feel that Bitcoin is to be a solid part of the portfolio. So
you're saying this because Dan's here. That's cool.
No, I mean, how many
did also say like one stream ago that
not much.
Bitcoin could potentially hit 70K. And I almost had a heart attack when you said that. I was like, oh my God.
Well, we're looking at some of the things.
I was so happy to see that. I shit my pants.
Yo, if it hit,
Dan would be like, I'm buying it all.
Yeah.
I'm buying it all.
DCAN.
Yeah, I mean that's the plan, dude. Is like accumulating wealth that way. I mean, it's not the sexiest thing to do in this space, but it's definitely the wisest. You know what I mean? People, literally live and die in the meme coin world, but dude, it's wild to see that people just don't understand what real,
It's getting worse though now.
I don't think that like Pump.fun is why we can't have nice fucking things, right? Look, there is a place for meme coins. I hate them with a passion. However, if you're into gambling or you're into speculatory, fine, you can do that. People can be stupid. I mean, there's no law against being dumb. There is a law against these founders who are doing it just specifically for financial gain, and that's what it's going to come down to. And if you guys saw yesterday, the SEC ruled that proof of work tokens are not securities, which means we're going to be governed by the CFTC, which means we're commodity based, which is fucking amazing, and basically takes us away from any ire that comes from the SEC. That's not going to be the same thing for these meme coins. Although they ruled that meme coins are considered collectibles, the way they're not going to go after the individuals that are buying this shit. They're going to go after the individuals that are minting this shit. And trust me, they will. It's going to take them a while. But I sat in a meeting just last week and listened to their plan, specifically in the Trump's White House folks, their plan of how they're going to handle these projects, and it's going to be aggressive. So anybody out there that's into meme coins or wants to go use that pump dot fund is just a red flag extraordinaire. You got people that have killed themselves doing it. You've got massive shit coins that are no value.
That happened while we were in Denver, Dan, and it was kind of crazy. We didn't even want to mention that, but like people have heard that, and obviously it's made it out there and into the public.
When it went too far was when they had that little bit where people were able to live stream and have their tokens. Like I'm glad that got shut down. People were anyone with half a brain would know you have to shut that down before. It was probably just a matter of days for they were going to be forced because of what's going on those live streams. It was insane. So
did you guys see the 15-year-old or 14-year-old who created a token on there and made like $1 million in 5 minutes and then just dumped it on everybody's head live streaming it?
Oh, the kid who also was like live and he was like had his little middle fingers up at everyone.
That's probably where the majority of these meme coins are coming from, man. Look, I'm all I'm all for crowdsourcing and crowd raising money for a project. Don't get me wrong. Like ICOs, if they were done correctly and they were done, in a regulated way, I don't see a problem with that. As a matter of fact, I'd rather participate in an ICO and own the actual asset versus, something else. So, but there needs to be a better regulation around it. Otherwise, we're all going to get fucked in the end because the government doesn't, Trump's administration is something like I'm 50 years old. I've never seen anything like this in my whole life. I've never, and my parents have never seen anything like this in their whole life. You got to get back to like the 50s, to see this much change happening overnight. So I think we're in a good spot, but the community, the blockchain community is very well known for fucking shit up, right? They're going to get, I'm dead serious, man. Brightly shiny objects. Like, look over here. It's like, that meme where the guy's like this, like reaching out for it and then, is pulling it back. It's what we do. And we need to get beyond that.
On the note of non-being securities, Bored Apes Yuga Labs got dropped their SEC filing as well too. So people that like NFTs like myself and still have a bunch of 2,000, 3,000 useless collectibles, we're not going to jail either. So it's pretty good. And my Bored Ape is still rugging me. Slowly rugging me, becoming less and less. Probably should have cashed that out like a couple weeks after buying it, but
I love how you said
it's just cool to see how the technology is evolving.
What are those apes worth now?
Some of the mutants are worth like about like 10 to 15 G's. If I could get 15 G's, I'm out. Mine's probably like scraping like 9. I got one of the more favorable ones. It just lost its lure. It's lost its prominency. Now there's just far more things that people are looking to make some money on. New communities, new interests.
I'd hold on to
RWAs
because that's the kind of weird ass shit that people 10 years from now are going to want. You know what I mean? Like it's weird because it's a secular. I've been in
like a throwback
sports cards, collectibles for years, man. And when COVID hit and Michael Jordan came on, I sold every Michael Jordan card in my entire collection and bought them all back a year later for about, pennies on the dollar. So, wow. I mean, that shit, it does go in cycles. I mean, I tried to buy one of the first Bitcoin ASIC miners and, they want like retarded money for these things. They don't do anything other than they look cool sitting on your shelf, right?
Yep.
So it's like,
they're like Actions guitars behind them there, Dan. You know, they look cool, but you know, they're collecting. No, I'm just kidding.
Just like, that's it. I'm gonna start playing.
Yeah, it's okay.
I saw him live. I've seen him live in Denver. He's amazing. Actually, we jammed out.
Sorry, Judas. What'd you say?
No, remember when we were jamming out, we were at the Eat Denver and
Eat Denver. They had stuff. Yeah.
Dan, were you out there?
No, I didn't go to Eat Denver. I've been trying to we've got too much shit we're working on right now.
I saw Davey in San Francisco recently, right?
Davey was out in San Francisco. Yeah, he was at the NVIDIA. He got to meet Jens and all that kind of stuff.
Yeah, the selfie. We all saw the selfie that he took. He posted on his timeline. That was pretty fun.
I was like, you couldn't resist. It was up there 13 seconds after they took the picture. He ripped it out of the people's hands and immediately immediately uploaded that bitch.
I mean, that's how some people feel when they're in presence of celebrities. I mean,
yeah, I know.
Example that I can give you right here.
Yeah, there you go. That was a good night, actually. Really good night. I might have been a tad shit faced if you look at my eyes.
Let me just say that I chose the better photo of us to put up there because there's a few other ones from that night.
Just as long as
you look like 5 years younger, Scott.
Me? Maybe it's just that. Yeah, maybe, I don't know.
Hey,
age that much
that one of me, as long as the picture of me sitting in the cigar lounge never makes its appearance, if that one comes out, then we've got problems.
There's only
I might have a few pictures of you on here that I'd throw out.
there's only two people I think that have that photo: myself and you.
Okay, praise it.
And
everyone's loving your hat action,
dude. It's one of a kind. That's what happens when you get hooked up with the right people.
Hold on a second.
That's awesome.
Scott's gonna go ahead
better hat. That's it.
I'm
gonna challenge your hat in a second. Hold on. I'm doing this just because, to be honest, full disclosure,
all of my hats are in the house. I was cleaning them.
Actually, I enjoyed your event, man. Out there, the one that Davey went to, that was pretty cool.
Oh yeah, dude. Anything for you guys.
I'm coming out next. I think I'm gonna come to the next one.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yep. It'd be fun to be there, I think.
Are you? So you're coming to Dubai?
Oh, he's rocking the right one.
There we go.
He's rocking the right one.
There's a crispy one too. Let's see. I still got
nice.
This. There we go.
It's the only unfortunate thing about that hat, Scott, is that it's child size.
oh yeah. Well, I mean, this
fits him well though. So
this is
tell you.
No. This is a small medium.
It fits him well. Oh my gosh! Clip that. We're gonna have to tell the director.
Yeah, put the hat back on, Scott.
I know, right? I got that wild hair.
Well, just be happy that you have hair. The difference between a good-looking old man and some old, fool is just hair. So enjoy it. Enjoy it.
Then we also force Scott now to wear clothes instead of just like limp out of bed and jump in his robe and just jump on stream with us. So
yeah, it's about time he got dressed.
You know, right? He was looking like
I shit you not. I watched that guy at a bar get dressed in his robe and come out and do a live stream. Swear to God, that happened.
It was in Austin, right?
That was in Austin too. It was pretty hot.
And somebody tapped me on the shoulder. They said, "What's up with the guys in the robes?" I'm like, "Fuck, I don't know, man. Just leave me alone."
I don't know. Just leave me alone.
He's a monk.
Yo, and then the other thing that happens is the guy, our friend Doug, with the fur coat, then goes and invades the stream. So now you have two people on a rooftop in Austin with like 100 degrees in robes, and then a guy with a fur coat. So I'm sure everyone on that roof was just like, yeah, they felt that they were probably at like a mentally challenged.
I'm behind him in basically shorts and a t-shirt with the fan blowing directly on me with the water misters going, sweating my ball sack off, and here's Scott in a fucking robe. I was like, what is going on?
Yeah, no robe or in the morning ones, although it probably would be more suiting for a morning stream, but it's all good. Now I just walk around.
I got a real quick
thing. We're picking on you, Scott.
He's used to it.
I'm used to this. Yeah, we all have fun.
Just real quick. I got a question for you guys. What are some of the DePIN projects that you guys have been looking at, and what's the value adds with them?
Ooh, good question. Putting us on the spot here.
I'm trying to get Doodles more involved with DePIN, man. Like he's your
the only one.
Yeah, go ahead.
The only one I know is like two of them. One is like unused internet on your phone. So, you know, a lot of people have like these unlimited plans and don't really use a lot of data. I heard that's like a, you know, a decent way to make a couple bucks. And then this other one where you're driving, and then another one where you're walking. I think the step-in one might be the walking one, where like it's just kind of like collecting data, always just collecting data, right? So I'm not sure what all these data points, you know, how they convert into a monetary gain or anything like that. It's difficult for me to keep up to all the new ones. A lot of these are promises, and you know their coin is not it doesn't have any liquidity behind it, so you're farming all these tokens that are kind of useless. So yeah, exactly.
Yeah. I'll bring you to the light side. Don't worry, Doodles. Instead of doing that thing with your phone, we can just get you set up with a mask node and get you a real decentralized VPN that actually pays you with a live token. That's not rugging people. But Dan, there's just so much stuff out there, and I'm so appreciative of what you said about DePINs. Most people are just, it's just a scam, dude. Like, people are not generating revenue and they call themselves a DePINs. Like, no, you're a Ponzi scheme. That's what you are.
Dude, that's what this cycle I think is gonna change. I think things are gonna go more from speculation on all these different projects, and they're gonna have to produce revenue. And especially as we get regulation and things like that, I just don't see how any could have any staying power unless you end up generating revenue. I just, you know, it's like a basic equation to me. And you have to generate revenue.
And it's wild to me. Like, don't get me wrong. Like, there are plenty of companies out there that are not profitable, but there's a big difference between being profitable, and I'm talking about Web2 as well, being profitable and not generating revenue. Because it's okay sometimes for you to not be profitable as long as you can actually show that you're generating revenue and you have a plan of actually getting there.
Uber.
Yeah. When you don't,
that was Uber for 8 years. That was Uber for 8 years, actually.
Exactly.
The unfortunate thing that we're seeing in DePIN, and I don't know if you guys have seen this or not, is you have projects that claim that they're DePIN, and then they say they have income, but what they're doing is using their own assets to basically deploy on their own network. So, I mean, there's a big ass project right now out there, and that's exactly what they're doing. And, you know, they're manipulating the end users because they think that it's actually making money and revenue, when in reality, it's them that's basically doing, you know, their deployments and so on and so forth. So, I mean, you know, what it comes down to is, I agree. I think we're moving into the utility phase of crypto. And I think that, you know, there's going to be a massive have and have nots between these projects that can't survive because they haven't had any strategic planning at the beginning of them. They're fixing a problem that's being fixed by 7 other different projects. They're siloed in what they're building. You know, Doodles mentioned I think it was Hive is the one that does the mapping. That doesn't mean anything if their infrastructure is still running on, you know, Web 2 legacy infrastructure. So, you know, most projects are going to have to be forced something like Flux to maintain that decentralization. So you really have two things. Are you decentralized, and do you make fucking money? If you do those 2 things, then you're true DePIN, in my book, at least.
A lot of people claim to be decentralized just because they're in the space or something, but they're not really decentralized at all.
All right,
shout out. I had a guy the other day trolling the shit out of me, and, you know, about his DePIN, and I said, you know, he's like, this is why we're, you know, decentralized. I said, dude, data collection, you're collecting data, you know, essentially. Where is that maintained? Where is that stored? Well, we have an account with AWS. Oh, yeah. Okay. Yeah, you're not fucking DePIN, dude. Come back when you are. I mean, in reality, you know, that's how 99% of these projects are running right now. And, you know.
So Dan, I got a good question for you. So go ahead, Action.
To Greg, man, from Akash, because 4 years ago, he was one of the few people like you, Dan, that were going around literally saying that exact same thing. Like, are you on AWS? Then you need to shut up about being decentralized. That's just not real.
Greg's a good dude. I like that project. I like Greg. As a matter of fact, we work on some regulatory pieces together, you know, that we're trying to put forward with Satoshi Action Fund, specifically to protect, you know, DePIN and, you know, get us a regulatory sandbox in the States that we can actually develop and then not feel like we're going to get the shit slapped out of us by every damn agency out there with 3-letter abbreviations. So, you know, we're at a really cool pivotal time right now.
I agree, and that's like standing alongside people like you that actually haven't changed their narratives over time, and like you're still preaching the same thing that you were way back when. It doesn't change. Like that stability is what crypto needs. People that actually knows how this stuff is supposed to work and are fighting for it. Like that to me is everything. But Doodles, you had a question.
Yeah, we wanted to ask Dan, like, where would people find or like what kind of like index or rank some of these DePIN projects? I know that there's other platforms like DEX screeners and stuff like that where people would be looking for meme tokens and stuff like that. So what resources for like an individual that maybe wants to get involved into a DePIN project before it goes SEX? Can they find it on IDOs? Can they find it? Like where would they be looking for these projects?
The unfortunate thing, the majority of these aggregators that bring data back are favored to one project over another. I mean, we still haven't been listed on the Web3 project page, and we literally built fucking Web3. You know what I mean? Like, I'm not kidding. We built it, right? And we're not on it. So the best thing I would say, Doodles, is to check. Look at the project, look at the market cap, look at the tokenomics, look at the team, because the team is important. And by the way, you have all these projects. Yeah, we just do this thing where we're always to the bright and shiny. Everybody's now like, oh, we're made in the USA. Are you? You know what I mean? Are you really made in the USA? So I think unfortunately, I don't think there's a silver bullet for finding the DePIN projects that make sense. Spend time on, spaces, listen to what people are, if they're coming into your,
No, of course. But I was saying like maybe like a DApp radar, like, is there anything that like people can kind of scan
DePIN,
or like,
I mean,
there is.
I would think like on the basic level, if you even went to like a coin market cap or one of those, and you probably have your searchables, there's probably a DePIN or something along that category, right?
Market cap.
Where you could at least get a group of, some of your bigger players or your main players that are on there. Probably
biggest thing that comes up is Etherscan showing like
no. I'll give you a real scan. IOTEX, I expect a little bit of payment later. Go to deepinscan.io.
Code action. Sorry.
No, it's free, guys. It's free. This is the one like really nice thing that DePIN skins actually do. What do you call it? IOTEX actually doing for the DePIN crowd, just aggregating all of these DePIN projects.
Oh yeah, that's really nice.
Yeah, but again,
I think you'll see some better aggregators.
Okay, so I could see some tokens. Yeah, I could just So just to get a feel with Helium's there, Grass is there.
What I would say is pay attention to the numbers outside of this. You can use something like this and any other platform as a discovery point, I guess you can say, because sometimes that the numbers, they don't really translate into how profitable they are, how good things actually. Because like you take a look at the Helium IoT in comparison to GeoDnet. GeoDnet has almost 15,000 devices. Helium IoT has 433,000. I'm making money hand over fist with GeoDnet, and Helium hasn't made any money in years.
You've been talking about GeoDnet for a while.
Yeah. I think Helium is probably one of the DePIN projects that will succeed in the end. I mean, because they're creating a business revenue model on top of it. So, that's why Flux has been so successful, is we've not constrained ourselves to one particular blockchain project or, legacy, Web 2 versus legacy Web 3. We'll work with all of them, you know what I mean? And I think that, as Helium continues to kind of keep growing, and I'm not championing for them, and, I don't own any, but I do like the concept, and actually Flux is going to work with them to a certain extent. So that would be kind of cool to see that happen as well.
Is it still worth picking up one of those like $200-$300 miners or?
No. I'll send you. I have like over 3,000 of them sitting around, bro. I'll give you one.
He's like,
actually, I got this warehouse in my backyard. I'll set you up.
I legitimately, I really do. But like,
it sounds like you want to cut them with really small scissors.
You know that we're at this really cool point. I got my bottom signal last week, so I have a scientific process of analyzing the market. Because before I was, Flux is the only project I work on, but I'm pretty good at the market and understanding trends and so on and so forth. But the one biggest trend for me is when you start to see crypto influencers who were shilling ASICs for the past 3 years, or these these fucking things that don't do anything, these paperweights, and now all of a sudden they come out and they're like, oh my god, ASICs are horrible for projects. It's like, what the fucking shit. So now it's everything's starting to make that turn again, where people are I look for the influencers,
real value.
Yeah, when they start to regret their life choices, that's when I start buying.
I love the way you put that. That's so true. The reason I was showing the screens is that you do have Helium IoT, but you also have Helium Mobile as a separate tab. Helium basically.
So the Helium Mobile is exactly what I was looking at. The miner is only $260.
The mobile one, yeah, mobile is worth it, but you have to deploy them in the US right now. You can't deploy them in Thailand; it won't work there. But that's the thing; like they split it. Like that was a wise decision on their part, because their revenue for the IoT side, which they have almost 500,000 online miners right now, they were making $3,000 a month.
Can you see
just with this one $250 device?
Sure, I can find Flux.
I'm just curious if we're even added.
If you're not,
David, I hate some of these aggregators like CoinMarketCap as well too. They miss out a lot of the projects. The data is just totally inaccurate. It's all paid bias basis.
Could you search for it? Is there a search on
it? That's what I'm trying to see. View map, AI, liquidity.
I'm part of the screen covered.
Click on AI one time. I'm curious about that.
Theta, Grass, Akash, Live Mapper.
Yeah, I found Flux right here. How could I share the screen?
Just go ahead and click on screen share.
I'm just curious to see what it's listed as, guys.
Absolutely.
Where'd you find it?
On the DePIN scan?
Yeah, well, like where on DePIN scan? Because I don't see your screen yet.
Oh, just go to the search. Go to the search bar. Can you guys see it on screen?
Very top. There you go.
Yeah.
Perfect.
You're listed as server and Ethereum.
They have us listed as server and Ethereum. All right. Well, I guess I gotta send an email to those guys.
I'll do you one better. I'll DM those guys and make sure it gets fixed for you.
Yeah, we should have AI. We should have Web3. We should have cloud. We should have servers. I mean, it's all on there. Did you guys know? This is a little fact that I found out last night, and I'm going to share it with you guys because I think it's really cool. Did you know Flux is larger than all of the top 10 DePIN projects in terms of storage, compute resources, CPU cores? We're bigger than all of them combined. So my guys sat down last night and they took all the statistics from all the different DePIN projects and put them together, and we're like 65% bigger than all of them combined.
Not even close.
Including Helium and those big ones.
Helium has a lot of access points, because you have to look at what you're doing. Anyone can deploy an access point. You plug it into your, Heliums are a little bit more, if you're doing it the right way for their 5G, whatever the fuck it is, it's a little bit more work, but access points don't really translate to usage, and that's kind of where to play.
Dude,
you could be in the brush in Thailand up here. Where are you coming from, Dan?
I'm in the States, Pennsylvania.
Nice, really nice.
Yeah. Where we actually, I can announce it here too, because what the hell?
I love
breaking news.
Yeah, breaking news. Actually, you probably already heard it yesterday because I think you were on the DePIN space. But Flux, the open source, fork of Bitcoin, computational network with its own consensus mechanism. Anybody can build on that. We have a company called Influx, which basically does onboarding of enterprise individuals, small businesses, websites, you name it. That's what Influx does. And we're pleased to announce that we're moving to Miami, Florida. So we're heading down to Miami. We're actually going to have a headquarters in the States. We want to get ourselves in a position where we're going to align to be champions for DePIN and Web3 in the States. And a lot of the healthcare providers we started working with as well, they're all here in the States. And unfortunately, we have this, maybe not unfortunately, fortunately, could be either way. We have this kind of mantra where U.S. companies want to work with U.S. companies. And especially now you're starting to see it with Trump. There's a real push to keep everything stateside. So for us, one of the very first questions we got, we were talking to a Fortune 100 company, and they said, "Where are you located?" And that was a hit for us almost immediately. You know what I mean? Because they want to see U.S. based. So it's like counterintuitive. For 4 years they did everything but crucify us, and now if we leave, they're going to come after us. You know what I mean? It's insane. I can't even believe it.
Well, Florida, definitely one of the better states or best states, leading so far. Them, and I'd say Texas maybe is probably up there as well. But that's awesome.
There are 5 people in Houston that we know of. Last stream.
No, you weren't on the space this morning. We determined now we've got it up to about 10.
Love it. That's
we got 10 people that mess with crypto in Houston.
Oh,
Dan's
I got
looking puzzled here.
Dude, today our space
does that mean you're joining these guys over here? The Florida Blockchain Business Association.
Oh yeah, Sam. Yeah, I love those guys. Yeah, we work with them quite regularly.
Yeah,
right there on the right hand side. That's my buddy Sam.
Dude, Sam is the man. Like he's got a YouTube channel that doesn't get any love, dude. Like he actually puts out such good content. I mean, don't go check it out.
It's a YouTube channel that doesn't get any love. Well, that was kind of hard.
And repurpose it, so you might think that I'm original when I'm not. I'm just copying Sam stuff. So there is that.
The thing you can't really tell from that picture is Sam is terrifying. He's built like a brick shit house. When he comes up to you, you feel like you got a bodyguard immediately. But man, I'll tell you what, dude is smart as could be. He understands, places to get in, how to work the regulatory system. He was the one that championed for us to move to Florida. I'm not going to lie. I mean, he was a big reason why we picked Miami. He kind of lobbied hard to get us down there, and in the end, it was Texas or Miami, or in Austin or something like that in Texas. And well, we can go to Austin, or I can go to where I'm at the beach. I'll take the beach any day.
That's why I came down to Thailand.
That's not why we picked it, though.
No, if you have people there, especially that are in the line, it makes more sense than And definitely, he's a great guy. He's a super nice guy and awesome advocate there. So yeah, no, I think that's the right choice for sure.
Yeah, you guys should go check out his content, because I agree with Action. He hasn't got the love that he needs, and he's out there being advocates for us every single freaking day. So let's those are the content providers we need. And I'm not trying to float make Action's head huge, but I know when I go to his content that I'm going to get his opinion plus the facts that come with it. And he is going to admit at the end of it, whether he likes it or he doesn't like it, or if there's some things about that. It's very transparent.
Might tell you to take some Triactin too.
Oh yeah, there is that.
You said that to BitBoy Crypto, got him on live interview. He didn't do too well after that interview. Action. He kind of went on a downward spiral.
Oh yeah, that he peaked by me, right? Scott, breaking news for you.
Is he still alive?
Yeah,
we have 11 people.
He's mostly there, Dan. When I say mostly there, physically, I don't know where his headspace is at, but
look, I'm gonna be straight up honest with you. If they made a Netflix documentary about him, I would absolutely watch it.
Oh yeah,
who else? Cocaine, Satan worshipers, prostitutes. So
who would play? Wait. Who would play him in a Netflix special? This is good conversation. This is hard.
Yeah, we need somebody who's a really good actor.
I don't know why, for some reason,
to replicate his live streams. When he slams his fists down and he's like all crazy and shit. It'd have to be somebody who's.
I don't know why I'm defaulting back to what's the guy's name, and I'm thinking back to an old movie, Full Metal Jacket. The one who offs himself in the bathroom.
Oh, that guy.
He also did a bunch of like Law and Orders and stuff like that. I could see him getting into really good character for that.
How about Jonah Hill? Jonah Hill would be a great.
That would be amazing.
Yeah, it would.
Wait, like
you can throw some humor into it and shit like that.
Thin,
you know what I mean?
Thin Jonah Hill or like
no, he has to agree to change, like to go back to being, way heavier, and then lose the weight and get wilder throughout the movie. I think that's how it should be played.
Yeah, I mean, like even just like have the story build up to the karate combat scenario, the
fight
influencer fight league. Yeah, I mean, like it would be so good. Like people wouldn't even believe that it was true. Like, too fucked up to be real.
I would totally watch and definitely be good. And there's a great cast that could be put together for that.
Oh, absolutely.
I completely agree. I've been throwing some shorts about from Ben on the channel. It's been doing really well. People love the drama, man. Like, a reality show of sorts.
People
like
love
reenactment. It'd be hilarious.
And he looks interesting as hell in this current state. He's looked better in the past, and his story is just an intriguing one. So I think people, have obviously seen the time change from 2017 and 2020. And when he was a lot more prominent, now to a lot more new influencers, a lot more new communities, YouTubers.
I just love the fact that you can go on Tenor now and see a bunch of like Ben gifts. I use these on Telegram all the time. Like
the one with the oxygen mask is amazing.
Oh, this one here, like, I love this one because this
is
like
my favorite.
Going down.
That is priceless.
It's rough. It's rough out there.
He looks like somebody who.
I think the dance on that's another
dance
one.
one.
They're all good. They're all really good.
We were there too. I think that's the funniest part. Like we were live for a lot of these things, and like remembering, like, dude, this was ridiculous. Remember that?
What was the vibe there in the arena, man?
Oh, the dance one?
No, I said Scott was there, like obviously for, the IFC,
for the first
one as it kicked off. Yeah, how was it?
It was crazy because in the sense, first of all, we're in Mexico City, and the way they started off, like the first influencer fight was not like a very good fight. It was like clumsy and like falling all over each other and stuff. So like the vibe was kind of interesting, but it was still a lot of that. By the time once BitBoy's fight got on, they just looked like a rabid animal, just like everyone started going nuts and like pounding on the pit, and like it was pretty crazy. It was definitely a good one. It was probably one of the better ones.
Yeah. So. Almost as good as your fight, Doodles.
Almost.
No. Honestly, BitBoy Crypto was so friggin' entertaining, dude. It went back and forth. It was something to be historic and a memory. And people can appreciate that, People will appreciate that for ages. But, we'll see what happens next. Crypto Twitter is always exciting.
The next thing, as far as the fight to come up, is when we go out to Token, we'll have Genzio desk again.
Oh,
so
yeah.
we'll be live. We'll be live from the fight on the pit side or media side again, and
I've hung around with some interesting people in the crypto space. I spent an entire day with John McAfee, who was high on cocaine at like 7:30 in the morning, and
that's how you wake
BitBoy
up.
BitBoy makes him look like a Boy Scout. Like
I was going to say. It's 7 in the morning. You're not just getting started.
Because he was in on it. He was in on it.
Yeah, I was going to say he didn't stop. He's like he's like, it's 6, 7 in the morning. Can either try to go to sleep or can get more cocaine.
Dude, he was a trip, man. He was a trip. There won't be anybody like him ever again, but I think BitBoy go down in blockchain history as the lunatic side of it all.
Well, BitBoy was saying, he's been saying and tweeting about how he knows who killed him and all sorts of stuff. So the plot
accusations are just accusations, but they are interesting to hear,
There's definitely some crazy.
It's like when your YouTube channel is hitting those streams and your thumbnails are not working. The action you tell them, like you start spinning some fucking stories. I was
about to say, with all the keywords that we've put out there, like this stream is gonna get definitely canceled. So y'all should make sure you're liking and sharing this out.
Actions like, you know what? We're gonna decide this one. We're gonna push it out on my YouTube as well, and there we go. So we just no one held back. We're like, let's get your YouTube. Twitter doesn't matter. I mean, You know,
Twitter likes exciting content. That's what I've noticed, and I've seen
Twitter
a lot
doesn't
of
regulate like anybody playing copyrighted music or anything. It's just whatever.
It's a free for all.
Yeah, it's a free.
All right, gentlemen. I think I'm going to go back to work. So
All right.
I appreciate you letting me jump on. Actually, I'm glad
thanks
on the bet. So,
Anytime.
Thanks for coming on.
See you guys.
And we hope to see you in Dubai.
Bye.
Ooh.
I would love to meet Dan in person. You've always been really big on Flux there.
Yep.
He's like, yep. You should see my wallet.
I have a good amount of flux. They could say that, and
he smiles at it as he checks his balance.
Dude, like this is both in Web 2, Web 3. Like, it doesn't matter. Like, show me your finances and show me where you spend your time. I can tell you a lot about a person just with those two things. Like, give me that calendar and give me that checkbook or your crypto wallet now. Dude, I can tell you so much about somebody.
And I'm not just stacking some of my bags. I'm not, selling. Like I said, I have conviction plays and I know where they're going. I know what they're doing. And, that's where I put my money and energy behind, and we're going to do well in time. I'm not looking for like tomorrow. If I was looking for something instant like that, then I would have gone the route of trying to work on TA and being more of a trader and being, I just do the DCA and I into my conviction plays into Bitcoin. And then out of boredom, like I said, we do some gambling on the meme coins to have some fun. But yeah,
All right. Real quick, we're getting close to the top of the hour. I want to make sure everybody knows that we are doing these streams 3 times a week on Mondays, Wednesdays, and Fridays at 9 p.m. Pacific. Yeah, because this is not just a one-off thing, guys. Like, I know that this show might get canceled on my channel later on. Thanks, Dan. But we're going to keep it going. We're going to keep it rolling. People are very protective of their channels. I don't think that's wise. I think that you should be able to provide the best possible information to people regardless of who's on, right? Like, people talk about like, oh yeah, I want the cloud for this. I want to make sure that I don't care, dude. Like, a bunch of these streams already, I'm like, I can't make it. And I'm just like, Scott, you're in charge. You're taking the lead. Was I available? Potentially. Did I show up to the stream halfway through just to make sure that these guys got airtime? Yes, because it ain't about me. It's about making sure that we're uplifting as many good people in the space as possible and giving them the platform to share information with all of you. That's kind of my heart behind this whole thing. It's Doodles stays up late in Thailand doing a stream.
It's a fun podcast. We do it on Mondays to kick off the week. We have like a hump day to just touch base, get people through some of the dullness of the market and choppiness. And then it's like the crypto never sleeps. So, there's probably degens up here, like in all sorts of time zones. If I show you my time zone calendar right now, you'll be pretty amazed of the international things. I got Bangkok. Where is the camera? Can you see that?
I got all the time zones. That's what I have that on my stream deck.
We got Lagos, we got Vancouver, New Delhi, Vegas, Toronto, Bangkok. Dude, we are in different time zones. I got your time zone on there, action as well, man.
That's the thing is on my stream deck, one of the pages has the clocks for all the major time zones. Like, I have eight different time zones so that I could just look down and see at all times, because just we're talking with people all over the world. Like, look at your 12 hours.
Crypto's always been so international, and I know as like a founder, sometimes I go to bed and then people are GMing me in the middle of the night, and I'll forget to turn off those notifications on X and just wake up with 1,000 vibrations.
Wait a minute, forget to turn off notifications. That guy right over here, action. This way, wait, this way. That guy right there, action. Doesn't like to turn off notifications on his phone at night and likes to put his phone on a table with wooden legs right to the wooden floor so that everyone in the house could hear every bzzz notification every 3 seconds from like midnight to 7 in the morning.
And I was so,
And you slept through all of it.
I was so dead that it didn't even bother me. I was just like, yeah, cool.
I kept thinking at first it was my phone, and I'm just like, it's not going off. I'm like, I know it's action. I was like, damn it, but it's all right. No, that's what happens in around the clock notifications, Telegram, Twitter, you name it. So, but
did I introduce you to Serenity?
Yes.
Cool. Yeah, that's Down Home Crypto. That's his YouTube channel.
Nice.
He's a really good following.
So is the party?
Dude, communities, man. Like that's the cool thing in the space too that I really, really enjoy is knowing that there are good people out there, regardless of what's actually going on. Like you can rely on them to be there, right? It's people that care enough to be present, regardless of the situations of the market, regardless of token prices or anything.
Gotta show up.
You gotta show up like that.
Yeah.
That's exactly it. So Doodles.
That's the biggest thing. Honestly, sorry to cut that.
No,
That's
please,
the biggest thing I think is you have to show up, whether it's in spaces or events or people invite you or even local meetups or whatever. Just being present and being out there and trying to be part of the conversation or absorb or learn. You start meeting lots of other people and you know, it helps with you able to do your own research by just being present. You're learning different avenues and different ways of getting that info. So just show up.
You're getting different insights if you're getting different insights on information from different perspectives. At ETH Denver, there was like all sorts of communities and blockchains there that you wouldn't necessarily think that they would be supporting Ethereum. But it was nice to see everybody there, and then just connecting with people like Arbitrum, Flow, Optimism. There was a lot of great people out there. ZK Sync. People are scaling operation, and this is a good time to feel really bullish on the tech. So, yeah, man, it was an awesome space, and I'm happy that we had a little DePIN conversation with Dan. He's the man from Flux, so definitely put me on some new game today. So, gonna be following up with my DePIN scan. Thank you, Action. .io.
Of course. Yeah, there are some good people.
And look into Flux too, because with the way prices are. And just knowing, like, how the quality of Dan and everyone over there.
Bigger than all 10 combined.
Like, yeah, so right now it's like.
He didn't even flinch. He said it on camera, and he looked into the camera, too. I'm like, Dan's the freaking man. He's wearing a Doge shirt.
The prices.
He's going to change the fucking game.
Like, that's one project I see long run that's going to be very well and do very well and be very successful. And to see how the token price, where it is right now, and how the market has kind of pushed it there, I think that it's just like a no-brainer, so that's just my, not financial advice, but that's just my opinion. And, like I said, I've been holding, but regardless, you do your own research, look into it. Doodles, there's a lot of great DePIN projects out there. And honestly, if there's any ones that you have questions about on that list, you ask Action, because he knows all of them. And actually his channel and different shorts that he puts out, there's lots of great info. He's well plugged into that.
I'll also say, like, some projects are really fun, exciting, and the founders are a-holes. So I will tell you to steer away from those.
Which ones you don't support, because the
founders are making pyramid schemes.
Yeah, it gets interesting. Let me tell you, like, anytime you start dealing with hardware, there's a lot of opportunity to make a lot of money on the backs of people. So yeah, somebody mentioned blocks in here. So there's a lot of people that got taken advantage of with blocks. Some people never made their money back. I still have a few blocks in the warehouse, actually. So yeah, you got to make sure you're looking out for the right things in the space. Scott, any final words?
Happy Friday, everyone. Have a good day. Sure, everyone who's watching is out there grinding, trying to figure out the next project or where they should maybe DCA during the market times like this. But, take some time to, enjoy the day, enjoy the weekend. And yeah, if you ever got any questions, comments, you can always feel free to drop them in any of the chats or on any of our Twitters, and we'll link up with you. And always huge shout out to Genzio for hosting us and this stream that goes down 3 days a week. So,
yeah, it's
can't wait for
definitely
Monday.
I will say, if you guys are on Action Crypto, like that video and make sure you're dropping some comments as soon as the stream ends, because then we get, the juices rolling in instead of having
algorithm kicks it into high gear.
Yeah, exactly. We're gonna have a bunch of things going on and a lot more people. We had Scott with a prop base hat. Shout out prop base. Flux hat now. I got a Xenium hat on today. Shout out.
I got the Genzio.
Oh, you got Hedera. You got Hedera on there. Wow, I didn't even see the Hedera one, Scott. I should have tagged him.
I know. I should have. Hedera. Super bullish on them, and they had a great conference. I like their conference, and everyone who I meet over there or who's building over there involved with them is awesome. And we always have fun at Karate Combat, and they're on Hedera. So yeah, it's gonna be awesome to see what's to come with them. And That's why there's certain swag and merch and things like that, or whatever you want to call it, that I get at conferences, and a lot of it I don't wear. It's piled up or it's in a drawer or whatever. But then there's the stuff that I really do like to wear, like obviously our Genzio shirts. This hoodie is sweet. I love it. It's nice, and yeah. So
yeah, it's awesome.
Yeah, I got to support those that I love
this
too.
One is Mask Doodles, the one that I told you about, the decentralized VPN. Love those guys.
Nice.
It's a community project. That's the best part of it. It's not like one huge founder that has all the tokens. That doesn't work that way. It's really a community project. It's pretty awesome. But now that you've been here, now that we already told people to like, share, and do all that good stuff, I got a question for you. How likely are you to join, RWAs and DePINs after the short conversation that we had?
Hey, what's up?
But it's not something Genzio is afraid of.
If you want to survive, you got to build a house.
No, we do not understand.
Ladies and gentlemen.
Rebecca's Genzio Media House.
Oswald, thanks so much for joining us today.